So let me see if I understand this correctly. In a country where people already can't afford the medications that they need, including things like insulin for diabetics, without which they die, our fearless leader is going to double down on that and impose 100% tariffs on imported medications. In the only country in the developed world that does not have some form of universal health care, where people can't even afford to go to the doctor, I know because I'm one of them, you're going to essentially double the cost of imported medications to this country. I'm going to explain this one more time. The exporter does not pay the tariff. A tariff is a tax on imported goods. The company that imports the product pays the tariff. And in this capitalist hellscape that we live in, do you really think that the corporation that imports the medication is going to eat that cost? No, they're going to pass it on to the consumer because they don't care, because they have contracts with the insurance companies. And so the people that are lucky enough to have insurance get to have the drugs, but with a copay. I'm so tired. We're all just so exhausted at this point.
It's a new day, which means it's another day of Donald Trump saying tariffs again, tariffs again, tariffs again, tariffs again. This guy loves to bankrupt himself. He loves to bankrupt America. My God. I don't know what else to say. You know, the asinine thing is the fact this guy knows that tariffs hurt people. They hurt people. And yet, what does he do? He keeps going, you're going to put more tariffs. Tariff everywhere. I'm going to put a tariff on China, Mexico, Canada, everywhere. Everybody's getting tariffed. And America, you could get fucked. I swear to fucking Christ, you guys should have fucking regrets for your vote now. Now! This is fucking... I got nothing else to add. This is just fucking insane. This is asinine. It's stupid. It's fucking ridiculous. And you wonder why this guy fucking fails at a lot of his businesses. Why he fucking filed for bankruptcy 6 fucking times. Because he's an idiot! The only thing he knows how to do is to make things worse! He doesn't make America great, he makes America worse. He doesn't make things great, he makes it worse. He doesn't enrich America, he bankrupts America. For fuck's sakes!
Trump has put 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals that are not U.S. based, which is pretty much like almost 80 to 90% of the pharmaceutical market. Most of the drugs and most of the prescriptions that people get from their doctors are not U.S. based. They are from overseas. This is going to have a terrible effect on the market and how people pay and receive their medicine. Because this medicine will not be readily available because of the tariffs, they will not be shipping it over to the U.S. What's going to happen is most of these people that receive this medicine are going to get substitutions. The problem is these companies that make this medicine are not prepared for the 100% tariff that Donald Trump put on, because now they have to mass produce these substitutions and they don't have the product and they don't have the money to do it, which means that medicine that's normally at a cheaper rate will be more expensive than the actual medicine that's coming from overseas. And that means that if you don't have insurance, you're paying top dollar for the medicine. And then if you do have insurance or if you do have a copay, your percentage of that copay is going to raise dramatically, probably 80-90%. The rate of minimum wage and with the way that people can't even get jobs, they're not going to be able to afford afford medicine. This is going to displace a lot of people, and a lot of people that depend on their medicine monthly, and they depend on their copays, and they depend on their insurance to get this medicine that's already not going to be available, and now it's at a fucking more expensive price. A lot of people are going to end up in the hospital, and I'm not even going to lie, a lot of people might not even be here anymore after this, and it's going to start in October.
Trump just announced 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals. And if you think that your meds are expensive now, well, buckle up. Here's what this means. A tariff is basically a tax on imports. Pharma companies that manufacture abroad will either stop shipping to the US or just pass the costs on to you. Well, that means higher prices for a wide scope of drugs, you name it. Big companies like Roche or Novartis are bragging they won't get hit because they've got US plans. But what about the smaller ones? What about niche drugs with no US production? Those patients are going to get squeezed hard. And remember, building a new pharmaceutical plant isn't like building a Walmart. It takes years, billions of dollars, and strict FDA approvals. So do not believe the fairy tale that this will suddenly bring drug prices down. In the short term, it's almost guaranteed to make them much worse. This is political theater dressed up as economic policy, and the people having to pay the price are patients. So next time you hear tariffs will save American jobs, ask yourself, who's paying the bill? Spoiler alert, it's you.
So much for prescription drug prices going down because Tangerine Menace has just announced 100% tariffs on imported brand name medications. Yep, you heard that right. 100% tariffs on medications unless that company is building a facility here in the United States and actively manufacturing. I just want you to know people are going to lose their lives over this because they're not going to be able to afford the medication they need to save their lives. And we, the United States, import medications, brand name medications from countries like Australia, the EU, India. And by the way, the EU was the first to say, hey, remember that trade deal we made with you? We capped tariffs on prescriptions. But apparently, Trumpelstiltskin doesn't really care about that. No, not at all. So much for his campaign promise of lowering drug prices, because now Americans are going to have to face the decision, do I put food on the table? Do I pay my mortgage? Or do I take the medication I need to live a good life or to stay alive? And this is starting October 1st.
As many of us have heard by now, Trump is planning on placing 100% tariffs on imported drugs. And what that means is branded drugs that are imported will feel the most effect. Now, if you're on generic drugs, that is exempt from this 100% tariff. Do we know how many Americans that are on medications? I assume there is a lot. And I assume that there may be a bigger amount of Americans that are on branded name drugs. To the people that voted for this, how, again, is this helping the American people? How many times do we have to ask, with him constantly increasing things, how does that make America great? There are so many of our loved ones that take branded name prescriptions. Are we great yet?
So Trump signed an executive order to put 100% tariffs on name brand pharmaceuticals coming into the United States from wherever country they're coming from. This was snuck in with his new overseas furniture bill. So no more Nokia or stuff like that getting shipped. People are gonna lose their lives if he puts 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals, name brand pharmaceuticals that are prescribed to people for their illnesses, for their blood pressure, for their heart. The price of pharmaceuticals is going to shoot through the roof. The stock market's going to be screwed up again. But here he goes again with one of his over-the-top, unneeded, unwanted tariffs, and people are going to lose their lives.
Breaking news, Donald Trump raises tariffs on movie prices, on heavy trucks, and on furniture. What? Yes, Donald Trump raises the prices on movie tickets, movies 100%, furniture, and heavy trucks. Guess what? Tariffs are taxes. Tariffs are taxes that are paid for by the American people because of Donald Trump. Foreign companies don't pay them. Foreign countries don't pay them. The importing company does, and they in turn raise the prices higher for us. Movie theaters, for example, are having a hard time these days because lack of audience. So again, raising the prices on movies produced out of the country, which many movies are, or parts are, 100% increases our costs, which means we'll pay more, which means it hurts those companies more. Likewise, anybody else in the U.S. buying furniture, buying trucks, anything to do with shipping, everything is going to cost more, and we're the ones paying for it. Why does not MAGA and others scream about this? All the prices are going up. You complain about inflation under Biden, and Trump is, all this inflation is man-made by Trump, and I don't hear a peep. But there you have it. Prices are going up again. Trump is hurting the economy by raising more tariffs, and the American people are paying for it, and they completely don't seem to know it. That's why I call them my burned out light bulbs. They're operating in a room that's dark with the burned out light bulbs. There you have it. Love you, my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. What do you think? More tariffs, higher prices for American consumers. What do you think? How is this helping anybody in the United States? It's not.
So much happening in the news that I missed the fact that America have put 100% tariffs on imported medications. Because even with my level of knowledge of maths, I know that that's going to double the price of some medicines. Yeah, you're going to get hardcore Trump supporters saying, oh, but the idea is to encourage American companies to manufacture in the US. Yes, I get that. But in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, however long that takes for all that process to happen, Americans, your average American is going to pay more for healthcare, and they're already paying a shit ton. So, absolute bananas.
Hello, good morning, happy Monday. Let's take a look at some new tariffs that will be put in place because Donnie's looking out for all of us. Well, first of all, in order to make North Carolina, which has completely lost its furniture business to China and other countries, great again, I will be imposing substantial tariffs on any country that does not make its furniture in the United States. Details to follow. President DJT. He's feeling extra cool today. I'm President GJT. You can't mess with me. And then, of course, the film industry. Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California, with its weak and incompetent governor, has been particularly hit hard. Therefore, in order to solve this long-time, never-ending problem, I will be imposing a 100% tariff on any and all movies that are made outside of the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. President DJT. You can't mess with me. I don't know how many times we have to tell you, tariffs are a tax on the importer, not the exporter. We, the American people, are eating and paying these tariffs. So all this money that Trump incorrectly claims he's bringing in,
any uptick in money from tariffs is from us, the American people. You can scream and cry and throw a fit and say that that's not true and believe that with your whole heart, but that does not make it the reality. We are paying the tariffs. Donald Trump is driving us into an economic disaster, and that's it.
Hey y'all, so in another attempt for Trump to try to distract us from the Epstein files, even though it's not going to work, he's announced today that he's imposing 100% tariff on movies made outside the U.S., on furniture made outside the U.S., on pharmaceuticals manufactured outside the U.S., cabinets, your household cabinets, etc. And this will affect us. I mean, the pharmaceuticals, yes, there's a lot that are made in the U.S., but there are some, like some of your GLP-1s, not made in the U.S., some of your cancer drugs, not made in the U.S., so we'll see how that's going to affect people. Cancer treatments are already extremely expensive, even with insurance, and so now if you're saying that the medications and treatments for that will have 100% tariff, how do you think people are going to be able to get this? Because insurance companies surely are not going to cover it. So that's something that is going into effect October 1st. As for the movies, I'm actually hoping maybe some of these famous Hollywood movie stars will actually step up and start talking about this man and how he operates, because the only one I've really seen talking shit about him at the most is probably Robert De Niro. The rest of y'all kind of quietly, you may share some things else here and there, but y'all are really quiet. Y'all the ones making millions of dollars, and maybe because his tax benefits help you, but now that he's posing 100% tariff on your movies, what are you going to do? Because plenty of movies are made outside the U.S. Wicked was made outside the U.S., Wolverine and Deadpool was made outside the U.S., like a lot of the Jurassic Park movies have been made outside the U.S. because some of the locations that you need for these shoots, we don't have those here. You can do some shoots, some interior things probably in a U.S. studio, but there are things that are on location that we don't have locations that look like what they need. So what are y'all gonna do, Hollywood? What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna step up? Y'all gonna start talking? Y'all gonna start saying something to this man? Y'all gonna start putting your money where your mouth is? Because 100% tariff on movies. Movies are already expensive. People do not go to the movies like they used to. And even if you're trying to rent a movie, they're expensive. So if there's 100% tariff on some of these movies, you think we're going to see it? We're not. So you might want to start stepping up to the plate and putting your money where your mouth is and start helping out us regular people who actually pay your salaries, and help you be a successful movie star, because we're over here, the ones going to the movies and patronizing them. So maybe it's time for y'all to wake up and say something. Says this will be affecting you. And then as far as furniture and kitchen cabinets, well, I hope you're not trying to remodel your house with any furniture, because you're going to be paying a hell of a lot for some cheaply made shit, because we know most of the furniture we have is particle board. So good luck with that. Elections have consequences.
Hey man, you just can't make this stuff up. Trump can do whatever he want to do. This ain't America no more. This is Trumpica. Trump announced 100% tariffs on all movies made outside of the United States. Welcome to America, or Trumpica. And it seems like the American people as a collective are with it. They with whatever he does, because I haven't seen the American people as a collective speak out against this man. I haven't seen it. Do y'all see it? I mean, if you could point me towards it, maybe I'm just out of the loop. But it seems like people are just okay with him saying and doing whatever he wants. I mean, there's so many things that he has said, there's so many things that he have done, that you would think that the American people as a collective would come together and be like, enough is enough, but that's not happening. And then you got the MAGA people who worship him like he's Jesus Christ. I mean, I think some of them even put him in the place of Jesus Christ in their hearts. I mean, it absolutely makes no sense. I mean, I'm not surprised by whatever this man does anymore, because, I mean, like I said, America's gone. This is Trumpica, okay? Or America.